In the sky, there is only one king, and if you think it's the eagle, well, then you are dead wrong. Because the eagle's deadliest enemy is also its biggest fan. It's a bird that can eat an eagle alive. That's right. This is not a drill. Keep watching to find out how. Eagles have been revered by humans for thousands of years. They feature prominently in the heraldry of several countries. Their fierce, proud faces adorn the logos of several organizations, including the National Basketball Association. And their keen eyesight is often mentioned as an example of natural selection at its finest. Eagles can spot prey from miles away, and they rarely miss when they dive in for the kill. The bald eagle has a particular talent for snatching fish out of the water with its massive, sharp beak. And once it has its talons locked around its prey, there's no escape. Eagles carry their food back to their nest to feed their young, which is why they need such strong beaks and such powerful talons. But the same cannot be said about the vulture. Vultures are scavengers, which means they feed on dead animals. So a vulture doesn't need a strong beak or powerful talons to get the job done. All that matters is its large size and incredible endurance. And the vulture has both in spades. Vultures are huge. The Andean condor, the largest flying bird in the world, is actually a vulture. It has a wingspan of up to 10 feet. That's the size of a small plane. Condors can live for 50 years, and they travel thousands of miles each year in search of food. How far exactly? Well, scientists don't know because condors don't use familiar landmarks when they travel. Instead, they seem to navigate using the Earth's magnetic field. Yes, condors use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate. Imagine that. We still don't understand how this works, but we do know that condors fly between 3 to 40 miles per hour. At that speed, a condor could easily outrun an eagle. But would the eagle even bother chasing it? After all, eagles don't typically go after other birds. In fact, they avoid doing so at all costs. Eagles prefer to hunt mammals. Small rodents make for easy meals, but larger prey can sometimes be a challenge. White-tailed deer are on the menu for golden eagles, but taking one down requires a lot of effort. It's much easier for an eagle to snatch a rabbit or a fox, which is lucky for the foxes. Because had eagles decided to hunt deer instead, there would be very few of them left. Vultures rarely fight, but when they do, it's usually over a carcass. Now, imagine the scene. A freshly killed deer carcass is lying on the forest floor. Eagles circle above, looking for a fight. Suddenly, condors arrive, looking for a free meal. The eagles let the condors have it. They know that these big birds will clean up the carcass in no time. And then, after the vultures are full, the eagles swoop in and pick the bones clean. That's just what happens when you mess with Mother Nature's finely tuned ecosystem. But we should mention that fights between eagles and vultures are quite rare. Eagles generally stay away from vultures because they know that they're dealing with some seriously tough customers. Eagles are not the biggest birds, but they do have powerful beaks and razor-sharp talons. Those weapons are useless against vultures because of the way their feathers are arranged. Most birds have feathers that are soft and fluffy. This makes them look beautiful, but it also makes them vulnerable to injury. Not vultures. Their feathers are hard and slick. You'd have to be a bigger bird to inflict serious damage. And when it comes to size, the vulture wins hands down. It's not just bigger than the eagle, it's also much heavier. Turkey vultures can weigh up to 20 pounds. Bald eagles, on the other hand, rarely exceed 14 pounds. Size and weight give vultures another advantage. They don't have to worry about the wind snatching their prey out of their talons. When a vulture locks its talons around its prey, it can keep a tight grip even when the wind is strong. Eagles, on the other hand, have been known to drop their prey simply because the wind was too strong. So, yes, the eagle does have formidable weapons, but the vulture has something much stronger: its sheer bulk. The eagle's greatest asset is also its greatest weakness. Its large size allows it to rule the skies, but it also means that it needs lots of food to survive. The eagle spends most of its time looking for food. In fact, an eagle can spend more than 50% of its day searching for food. When you spend that much time looking for food, you're bound to encounter plenty of rivals, and eagles aren't the only ones who know this. If you're an eagle, It pays to stay away from the vultures because the last thing you want is to get into a fight. Vultures have nothing to lose. They're already big, ugly, and covered with feathers that nobody can tear out. What's more, vultures are already full after a good meal. Eagles, on the other hand, are always hungry and always in need of more food. So if an eagle decides to fight a vulture, it's probably driven by desperation rather than confidence. And that means the fight is already over before it even begins. So who really dominates the skies? The eagle or the vulture? Well, now you know the answer. In the sky, there is only one king,